trying to do this in one take. It's a little bit of an experiment. It's an unpoem, just a section of prose from my free writing. If you have an opinion about if it's too long or no, that length is great, let me know in the comments section. Sleet by Hemlock Hyde. I press my hand against the window glass. It's not even cold enough yet, I say. Just rain. We stayed home because of rain. I'm alone when I hear it first. The steady wash of rain gone over to the plink-plink of ice on metal. I open the upper sash of my third-story window and lean out. The air is not as cold as I think it should be. Not winter storm cold. Empty promises. I lean hard, lean far through the open window. Free from the chest out, I stretch my left arm beyond our deep eaves to prove to myself that even though it is March, even though it's been thorough, winter is indeed still here. The first sleet that hits my hand is barely solid, still soft as the cold cloud that crumbled it to me, the same blanket of uniform nimbostratus that spreads to gray the sky as far as can be seen. More sleet, not hard, not cold. I hold it and it melts. Nothing for me. No reward for hanging half in, half out this window for all the neighbors up and down the alley to see. Taken to be some captive, begging to be freed. My arms spread like a cloud. I press my torso against the window edge, lean farther forward. I'm reminded of the only dream I ever died in, where I also bent far out a window, the window edge scraping my belly as I slide out, diving towards the one earth, the same that gave us this freezing rain, which in 15 minutes will be snow. Maybe the weather wants to know how much more it will take before we really see it. The sleet hitting my open palm hardens. My hand is too cold now. I draw it in, close the window, and step back into my bedroom. I belong to just the one side now, the inside. I know this space. I quickly reopen the sash and thrust my other hand out. My arms are barely long enough, but again the ice hits me. The ice hits all around. The ice taps measure after measure of rings in the pooled rain on the flat roof next door. The ice taps to the left and the right of the standing seams of the metal porch roof below. As if called by the tapping, cars slip past the alleyway faster. They've been waiting for this proof of the storm to come. Now it's real. Now they will go off to get their gas and their scattered children. One gull circles against the steely sky, dropping and rising in the sleet. I don't remember gulls here as a child, but they were with me as I loaded groceries yesterday. How strange that my domestic tasks here in West Virginia are now attended by these pale seabirds. An earnest gust and the gull swoops out of sight. The same air is forced into my lungs, cold and smelling of ozone, ice crackling in a glass. My exhalation plumes into the empty space before me. The branches of our hemlock bear row after row of crystal beads, so many more than just a moment ago. The deep green of them fades to pastel as the ice encases one needled twig after another. Frozen pellets pinball from bough to bough, the white dots dropping level by level across the rows of trees, leading some crystalline sing-along before bouncing finally to the backyard below, where an oval circumscribes the yard itself, the path of mud and slush dug by our boxer dogs many laps. It is a border within a border. The one force that stops it from growing larger is the rotting fence destined to become more weathered. From under the porch roof, a hooded head and shoulders emerges. Someone crosses the part of the yard where the grass is still hanging on. "We've got freezing rain now," I call. It's my husband on his way to the garage. He turns and looks at me, hanging half out the window. I pull an arm in. "I can feel that," he says, and smiles, then makes his way to the garage. The light comes on as the wind picks up more. There will be snow soon, in minutes maybe. Had the pellets I touched waited just a beat, they could have become snowflakes. They could have complicated themselves before touching the one earth. They stayed simple. That is the theme for this day of staying in. The simple sleet of March 2nd. I look at the calendar. The simple sleet of Tibetan New Year. The simple sleet that fell before the snow. John the Baptist come to prepare the way. Listen to me, the Sleet says. I've come to tell you that the one after me will be hexagonal and symmetrical in his perfection. Don't think of him as weather to come and go in the impermanence that marches you toward inevitable spring. Examine him for what you are, unique members of the one earth, exquisite in form. Prepare yourself for snapped branches, for power outages, because those will come, and because you must. But when you see him melt in your palm, know that he gave himself to wash away your blindness, so that you could forget him, but never forget the wetness of his melt, the fleetness of his beauty, the stark cold of the air that birthed him, and the single breath it took for you to know him. Have some more winter, says the one cloud. Your hand is empty yet.